I thought I might show you something you actually like before I start talking about something that you might not totally like, but we'll see. So that thing, Mike and Ike's. My brother got like a 5-pound bag of these for Christmas, and he didn't like the orange or the yellow or the green ones. So I finally got to the end, and they're orange, and they're not my favorite. But they're still pretty good. So my second topic, and the reason why you might not like it, is because it refers to this fancy little book we all been reading, called A Tale of Two Cities, by Charles Dickens. I know, Rochelle, you're apparently really enjoying this book, which I'm very, very proud of you. The only parts I'm really enjoying of this book are the parts where Madame Defarge goes totally crazy and freaks out on people. Besides that, I'm not terribly interested in it. But the one thing that actually keeps me awake during class is because I spend all of my time looking for very obscure Doctor Who references. For all of you who don't know out there, Doctor Who is an amazing British sci-fi show that actually was around in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and then went away and came back in 2005, and it's now in its 5th season, and is amazing and epic, and I love Matt Smith. But other story. As I've been reading through this book, I found many references to Doctor Who, and why this is interesting is because in the first season of this recent series, he goes back in time and meets Charles Dickens, and they go on this venture with ghosts and stuff. So I'm going to theorize that the Doctor is real, that he really did meet Charles Dickens, and Charles Dickens kind of slipped stuff about the Doctor into his books just to kind of, you know, see who notices the Doctor over the years. So I'd like to read a couple things that really just make me laugh, because they totally refer to Doctor Who in this book written in the 17 whatever severs. First things first is that it says the Doctor several times every chapter. And the thing that's significant about that is because it's referring to Dr. Manette, who's Lucy's father. But they capitalize Doctor, and usually when you're referring to like a doctor, you wouldn't capitalize it, but this is his title. They call him the Doctor, which is what the Doctor is in Doctor Who. He is the Doctor, that's the name he goes by. The second fun reference that I found is to the Doctor's Daughter, which if anybody watches Doctor Who, they'll notice that in the 4th season there is an episode called The Doctor's Daughter where this whole crazy mess of events happens and he ends up with this daughter who's kind of a daughter. It's an interesting story. Although the Doctor's daughter had known nothing of the country of her birth, she appeared to have innately derived it from that ability to make much of little means. So she was born from a cloning machine, and she knew nothing of Gallifrey, the land of the Time Lords, but she was just pretty epic all the time, so I thought that was kind of cool. Another reference is this part where it says, to discover among the angels, which is just a tiny little line, but the angels, which are in Season 3 Blink episode, and then now in Season 4, I guess spoil anything, but the angels are just kind of these really cool stone angels that they have this thing called a quantum lock, so when you see them, they are statues. They're not really stone statues, but when you see them, when anything sees them, they are statues. But as soon as you blink, close your eyes, look away at anything, they are so fast, and they touch you, and then they use your potential time, so they put you in the past, and they make you live to death, and basically steal that extra energy. It's pretty cool. There's also a reference to the Master in this book, and I looked for about 20 minutes, and that's actually probably more time I spent skimming this book looking for the word the Master than I've actually spent reading in the last week, because I haven't really had time to read. But it does refer to the Master about 10 times in one chapter, and the Master is the arch nemesis of the Doctor who shows up in end of season 3 and kind of at the end of the specials after season 4. So the Master's a big deal, and I thought that was really funny that it happened to have the Master capitalized and the Doctor capitalized in the same book, because that's pretty much what it's all about. And the final point I wanted to make was about this phrase right here. It was the sign of the regeneration. Okay, I don't hear anyone ever talk about the word regeneration except in Doctor Who, because the concept is the Doctor has 2 hearts, and when he's killed, he doesn't really die because his body just changes. All of the cells in his body change, and he becomes a totally different person. I mean, he has the same memories, the same thought process, but he's a different personality, a different look, a different voice, everything. And that's called regeneration. He has already regenerated like 10 times, so this is the 11th Doctor we're on. But, I mean, seriously, regeneration, this book, it's totally referring to the Doctor. Sam, I have no idea what your challenge was. I'm just going to give you a peace sign and hope that works. We've been busy with census, so... Oh yeah, I'm working for the census, BTW. It's pretty fun. Third thing. George, I got one of yours, and that was the Breakfast Club movie box, which was the one Nathan got wrong. I don't know what he was talking about. But yes, it was a Breakfast Club movie box, which we are the Breakfast Club. So, kudos for that. Sorry, I failed at all the other ones. I think that's it for today. I will say ciao. Goodbye.